Namaste, Devina ji. Not the right sentiment on Dalal Street at this point of time. Of course, you've navigated many such events in the past 3 decades. What is the crystal ball telling you?
Crystal ball तो शायद किसी के पास नहीं होती है पर as a somebody who's looked at data and facts on such.
हमारे पास आप, मैंने कहा हमारे पास आप हैं तो हम उन्हीं को crystal ball मान लेते हैं.
So, looking at data for a long time. So first of all, let me just come to this conflict for a little bit. So I'm not sure what the US was hoping to achieve by starting this conflict. Because, they said that fine, we'll kill some of the key leadership. But from all accounts, it appears that Iran was very well prepared for that. In fact, not just one backup, they have 4 levels of backup for every key position. So if somebody is not around, that who takes over, etc., etc. And then I think President Trump said that we'll do this, and then the people should rise up and change the regime. But this is not going to happen because the guards with the guns are still there. They killed tens of thousands of protesters just a few weeks back. They are still there, and I don't know how many of your viewers are aware that Iran is a very big country. It is more than half the size of India in terms of area. And it is very well protected, you can say, geographically, because it has mountain ranges and deserts surrounding it. So there's nobody who can, do a land army operation and do anything there. So, I don't know what the purpose was. On the other hand, I think Iran is playing it very strategically, very tactically, in that they are hitting where it hurts, which is not necessarily, taking down big assets, but by hitting at very visible civilian targets, they are changing the risk perception, the safe haven image of that region, which means all the countries in the region will be after the US to end it soon. And we are seeing some of that. The UAE Foreign Ministry in their statement said that we do not want to become a theater for escalation of conflicts, which have really nothing to do with us, more or less in those words. So that's one thing. So I don't know how long it will continue. But having said that, if you look at all geopolitical conflicts, and we did this exercise actually when the Russia-Ukraine build-up was happening in 2022, we looked back more than 50 years at all big geopolitical events, the 2 Gulf Wars, Afghanistan, US bombing Libya, and what we found was that the markets forget about it very quickly. And the other part was that usually conflicts don't end very quickly, even when adversaries are very mismatched. I mean, who can be more mismatched than US and Vietnam in the 1960s? But even that conflict did not end quickly. But if you're looking at a very narrow lens of markets, of countries which are not directly involved in the conflict, that really, the impact on the stock markets is very temporary. 6 months later, 1 year later, the markets forget about it entirely. I mean, I remember the headline 6 months after the Russia-Ukraine war started that, the markets have forgotten that the war is still on. I said it on the day. So that's what I think. I think any temporary falls are really buying opportunities, broadly speaking. Because I am of the opinion that whatever is your equity allocation, it should not be 100% of your portfolio. You should be invested in that. You should remain invested.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.